Briefly, this hour was brought to you by Infidel Body Armor, infidelbodyarmor.com. They're owned by a U.S. Air Force veteran right here in Texas, used by defense contractors in Afghanistan, police all over the USA, and by civilians who want to be prepared. It's extremely affordable, and it's still legal. Now is the time. 10% off for the 4th of July. Enter code FREEDOM. The FCC may get me in trouble for using a cuss word, according to Obama. Enter promo code FREEDOM at checkout, 888-608-6605, infidelbodyarmor.com. Also, mypatriotsupply.com/Alex has all the big specials on what I believe is the best non-GMO, high-quality, long-lasting, tasty, storable food in the great plastic tote boxes, best containers. They've got everything you need and other preparedness items. mypatriotsupply.com/Alex or 866-229-0927. And they have great customer service. If you don't have storable food now, you're insane, in my view. And the sponsor of the show also helps fund the operation. And don't forget, we do have the new shirt in 1776, Molon Labe. It's got the joiner die with crossed M16s there. And that's a Cade design. I didn't design that shirt, but I love it. And it's got other great messages as well. InfoWarsStore.com. And your purchases make the broadcast possible. Okay, let's go to Nathan. No, Nathan's up next. Let's go to, who was holding the longest there? Derek in Kentucky, the great state of Kentucky. You're on the air. Go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for taking my call. I have a lot of respect for what you're doing there.
Brother, we're all in it together. I respect you as well. What's on your mind?
Well, I've noticed the news really speedballing lately. Economic experts are calling for something worse than 2008 in our near future. The gates to the states are hanging wide open in the South. A good friend of mine sells the chemicals they're putting in my local water supply, so I know those are there. And here lately in Kentucky over the last few months, I'm noticing the skies are looking a lot different than what they used to. And in fact, yesterday a plane went overhead of me and dropped a plume like I've never seen before. I'm wondering at this point, if it's not too far late, too far gone, why folks by the millions aren't standing out in front of Capitol buildings, state and federal, all over the nation demanding answers and what we can do at this point.
It's just totally overwhelming that the Energy Department admits in their high-altitude aerosol campaign, they don't call it chemtrails. There's no documents on chemtrails. There's tens of thousands on weather modification. Bill Gates is over it. He gets paid by the government to run the operations. He makes billions, his company does, tax-free. They're involved in weather modification, manipulation. They've been caught spraying biologicals on people. And they admit all this. It's even in the news. But it's like, oh, there's secret tests. Never mind. And you know, so you mentioned that, it sounds crazy because it is crazy. We're in 2014. It's like a science fiction movie. And now all these stratospheric sulfate aerosols, geoengineering. There's a headline right there from Wikipedia. So all of this is going on. We know it's going on. We just don't know exactly the full extent. It's like, you know, your neighbor's killing people and burying them. You just don't know how many are buried. I mean, it's bad. And it's always worse than I thought. Because it's compartmentalization. So people have just been raised in a trance, and they're starting to break out of it. That's why the armored vehicles are coming out. That's why the gloves are coming off, the velvet gloves coming off the iron fist. So I'm in the same boat as you. I mean, it's just crazy town that the government has opened the borders and is flooding us. But then you go to the airport and they want to stick their hands down your pants and the NSA spies on you. Now, there's ABC News. Bill Gates, the hurricane tamer. He's saving us. So there you go. And the reason I went off on the climate manipulation is I say it's admitted. The new listeners think I'm nuts. I mean, literally there are hundreds of patents from the 50s and 60s on total weather control.
General, what do you think about the FBI saying that there was a terror alert on Monday about a potential Fort Hood situation?
The police are shoving people, shoving Alex, shoving the crowd.
Here we go, folks. I'm being assaulted.
Whether it's the radio show, the news websites, documentary films, or the nightly news, InfoWars is the tip of the spear.
Is this another false flag stage attack to take our civil liberties and put more homeland security while sticking their hands down on the pants on the streets?
It's up to us to set brush fires in the minds of men and women everywhere. And that's what PrisonPlanet.tv is designed to do.
You watch the Assad regime is going to be blamed or accused of using chemical weapons against the so-called rebels.
What we see now is a war against reality. It's a war against the truth.
It's more vital than ever that supporters of freedom become members of PrisonPlanet.tv and share their membership with up to 11 friends and family. Visit InfoWarsNews.com today. Become a member, share your membership, and help take the InfoWar to the next level. Let's talk to Seth in Ohio. Thanks for holding her on the air.
Hi, Alex. I'm Seth from FEMA Region 5, or formerly known as Ohio. I just wanted to go into a question, but first I wanted to let you know that everything that you say is racist. And,
oh my gosh, you don't want secret geoengineering and open borders and to take your guns? We're only buying armored vehicles, and the police are killing people that videotape them, and the foreign banks run us. I mean, my goodness, why don't you like everything you do being watched illegally? I'm liberal. I talk like this. Sorry.
Oh, man. Well, I wanted to ask you a question. I wanted to go out with a couple of my buddies and my girlfriend on the 4th of July and pass out flyers to raise awareness of, the Bill of Rights and, what rights people have as American citizens. And I was just looking for your professional opinion.
Well, I think you should take some Prozac, drink some liquor. I'm being sarcastic, folks. Don't do that. And just do whatever you're told. Like Britney Spears says, do whatever our president says, or you're a homophobe racist, okay? Do whatever I say, give me all your money, or I'll say you're bad. And you don't want to not be under peer pressure. Do what you're told.
Yes.
No, I mean, that's a great idea. What should you do on the 4th of July to wake people up? I think if you've been fighting tyranny, you should relax and have a good time on the 4th of July. But if you haven't been, I mean, I would go out where they're going to have Army and National Guard and people at fireworks displays. It'll be open green fields like Austin. And a quote, terrorist, ISIS, funded by the government, could come through at any point and blow people up. But they'll have a checkpoint just to train you and have an act of domination where you walk through and they search you. And so you should just go up and say, if there was a real terrorist like ISIS our government runs, they would just blow up this line, the biggest concentration of people. Look, this whole field's wide open. Why is the Army out here? Don't know, sir. Just trying to keep you safe. Well, listen, National Guardsmen, I'm not against you personally. But we should have a whole discussion about, come on, sir, just let us go through the line. No, this is July 4th. No other country does this. This is a police state. Our government funds ISIS. I mean, that's the kind of stuff I'd do. I'd go up to these parks and stuff, like last 4th of July that have signs saying, no free speech, no demonstration. What was that sign yesterday about, no dogs, no drinking, no loud talking in the park? I mean, this is literally a criminal government trying to train us to be good slaves. And trying to breed out of us basic human freedom. And they want you to act like a prisoner in a medium security prison. And so there it is. First Amendment expression area. This has been set aside for individual groups exercising their constitutional rights. Again, exercise it everywhere. Yeah, that's not the sign. There was a 4th of July sign that said you had no rights. So folks stuck another one up on it saying, yes, you do. So I don't know. I mean, I would go out and hang up signs saying Homeland Security is here to destroy America and absorb the nation, which I always said. It's the Immigrant Importation Agency. It's no longer the Border Patrol. It's no longer ICE. It is literally the Homeland Security is the Homeland Immigration Importation Facility. So just go out. Put up pro-gun signs, go to Kinko's today or some mom-and-pop place, print up 100 flyers you make. There it is. July 4th, park rules. No generators or propane grills. No tents or shelters. Police will be conducting searches of bags and coolers for reasons of public safety. No alcoholic beverages at any time. No personal fireworks, including novelty fireworks or sparklers. No dogs or pets allowed. I mean, that's the North Korean 4th of July.
Do you understand how dark it is? How far down the line we are? How late it is?
Tomorrow, I'm going to be talking about ways to resist tyranny and the attempt to end the First Amendment in this country with a special July 4th transmission in the first hour. I'm going to tape a special report today about that for the first hour tomorrow. Then we'll be back Sunday with the Sunday live transmission, 4 to 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. We've got a lot of breaking news at Infowars.com. Family calls 911 as son threatens suicide. Cops show up and kill him. That is a more and more familiar thing that we see. Visiting websites about privacy gets you put on an NSA database of extremists. That's breaking at Infowars.com. TSA plans enhanced security for 4th of July travelers. Worried about ISIS terrorists our government publicly created bipartisanly and gave missiles to, and then armed to attack and destabilize the whole Middle East and cause a sectarian civil war. Because we have a government policy of destabilization. BBC reporter says Google moving to suppress legitimate journalism of sites like Infowars.com. Impeach Obama protester charged for flying Infowars. Again, impeach Obama protester charged for flying Infowars Gadsden flag. Can't make that stuff up. That's in California. Independence Day, 79% of Americans are completely okay with the current level of tyranny. I don't believe that new poll. Neither does that writer. And then it gets into the fact that only 7% approve of Congress. The BRACs are morphing into an anti-dollar alliance. Americans' sense of freedom plummets by another 12% since a poll last year. That's just some of the news up on Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com.
You are watching the best of the Alex Jones Show, weekdays from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Central. Watch live at Infowars.com/show or become a member of InfoWarsNews.com and help us take resistance to the next level.